capacity to function in rudimentary ways. So, what do I mean by that? What I mean is that your spirit can be completely disassociated from your body. It can be floating up there. Did you know that your physical body can literally drive a car without you being conscious? Now, I know that many of you have wondered how you got home sometimes, where it's like, wow, how did I just get home? Because your physical body knows the way home. Your physical body knows how to get to work, how to get home, maybe how to get to school, how to get to your parents' house. But beyond that, if you got lost, you're really going to need those kind of that higher level of knowledge and creativity if you get lost to help you find your way home again. So this is what we're kind of talking about. Do we really want to kind of kick our physical body to the curb and be enlightened by Friday? I have literally had clients and students tell me that. When am I going to have to be, when do I get to be done with this earth school? I just want to be back in the spiritual world. Well, I'm just here to tell you, based on the experience that I've talked with the spirit world while doing readings and working with students, it's like you're going to keep coming back into this physical school, the earth school, until you can learn to enjoy it and be happy with it and be happy with your body. So that's really what this kind of this whole talk is about. When dancing, your body can kind of move and shift from one foot to the other, to the rhythm, to the beat of the music, but you really need your spirit and the body to be able to really take those dance steps to a more kind of complex way of moving. So, your furniture exists in the 3D world, trees exist in the 3D world, your house. All of those can get broken, they can get diseased, you know, the house can blow down, trees can blow down. Energy can block your relationship between your spirit and your body. And so often most people want to stay out of the body and kind of kick the 3D realm to the curb. Yet when it comes to our frustrations in this awakening process, we can be really mean to our body. You know, we can really hate ourselves. We can be critical, like, God, you know, get a grip, Nancy, you know, get your head on straight. Why can't you focus? I'm, been trying because I went through cancer treatments and I'm on these estrogen blockers, working with my weight and my body all the time just to make sure that the weight doesn't go up. It's like, if I got mad at my body every day for still putting on weight, even though I'm eating healthy, your body's trying really hard to also live under the circumstances of your environment and what's going on in your life. So, appreciating your body is also going through a consciousness process. Did you know that your physical body is made up of your spiritual energy? So it's almost like, there was this kind of, you take this kind of ball of your, I'm kind of going up here, ball of your spiritual energy, and you shape it and shape it and shape it until you have the body that you want. So you choose, do I want to be in a male body? Do I want to be in a female body at this time? Do I want to be a mother and birth children? Or do I want to be creative or a scientist? Like, do I want to be tall? Do I want to be short? And so you create this out of literally your spiritual energy. So getting rid of your human body or kind of kicking the 3D realm to the curb is not going to serve us during this great time of change on the planet. So good morning. Good to see you too, Rebecca and Jill. So we often also believe that our spirit is the ultimate authority. We believe spirit guides are the ultimate authority. Everyone's the ultimate authority, but our body literally has no authority. It's like our body has no consciousness. So I'm hoping that in this talk this morning, I'm going to help to kind of awaken you to open your eyes just a little bit more about how incredible this third dimensional realm is and how valuable it is during this great time of consciousness shifting on the earth. So when we get the 3D realm, we need to recognize that your body has wisdom and your body has a state of consciousness, and your body has the inside track, meaning that it can draw from your spirit, but it can let you know how much you can handle and how much you can't handle. Even like, in a work situation where it's like, wow, this is not feeding my soul, and your body is getting sickly, and your body's like, you need to change jobs, or you need to change your attitude. That's what my spirit's always telling me. You're fine where you are, Nancy, just change your attitude. So often we will just want to numb out. We'll disassociate from our body. We want to numb out. We're frustrated with our body. We can stream everything on Netflix. We can drink. We can do drugs. We can eat a lot of food. It's like, we can over-exercise. We can do a lot. And yet we're numbing out our body the whole time our body's trying to get our attention. And if your body needs to get your attention, it's going to get your attention in a big, big way. So even your 3D body is going through an enormous shift in consciousness. So observing your body to grow is like watching a child or a grandchild grow. Your body's going to go through the terrible twos. Your body's going to go through learning how to crawl, and then how to stand up and walk, and then learn how to run. Your grandchild, your child, is not going to know how to read right away. It's like, you need to provide opportunities for your human self to learn how to read and write and do arithmetic, to be able to understand complex ideas and to strategize. That's my new word lately, is strategy, working with that word of consciousness. And what's happening is, back 28 years ago, I remember people were doing a lot of past life regression. They were doing, remember that birthing thing? Maybe some of you are too young to remember this, but people would kind of get wrapped up in these blankets really, really tight, like they were in the womb, and they would have to go through the memory of their spirit coming into their body and being rebirthed again, especially, maybe they had a traumatic birth, or maybe they didn't have good early childhood development with their parents, and so they wanted to be rebirthed. So that was a big thing. That stopped after a few people died. Sweat lodges over and over again, vision quest, ecstatic dance for hours, days on end, fasting, hours and hours and hours of meditation. Ayahuasca is the big thing right now. San Pedro, psilocybin, marijuana plant medicine, all to help expand states of consciousness. But then our physical body is like, it's like you're holding the hand of a 2-year-old and you're trying to run down the street to catch the bus. That 2-year-old's little feet are not going to be able to keep up with you. And you can't leave the 2-year-old behind. You want to take your child on the bus with you. So this is really the difference between the 3D consciousness and 5D consciousness. So what happens when you're in a huge kind of spiritual growth? You want to really push the spiritual expansive envelope to its largest capacity. What happens when you come home after a weekend workshop or ayahuasca ceremony, or a 3-week vision quest in the mountains, is you do have to come back to your regular physical world, to your families, to your job, and your body kind of snaps back into this kind of resistance cycle, because your body's like, wow, you were on a vision quest where you didn't eat for 10 days in the forest, and yeah, I'm not going to trust you. You didn't ask me what I needed, and you didn't ask me if I even wanted to participate. You didn't even tell me what was going on. I don't trust you anymore. So this is huge. In this next, well, we're kind of right in the middle of it, this big expansive awakening. we must take our 3D realm with us. We must spiritualize our third dimensional realm. So in all the classes that we teach, it's all about being grounded in your reality. And it's also about meditating, transforming, pausing for your body to catch up and integrate, meditating, transforming, pausing, letting your body catch up. And then eventually, when you get this nice rhythm going between your fifth dimensional realm and your third dimensional realm, then you can just take off. You can meditate more. You can do some of these extra things, but you want to let your body know that it's happening. And like Spirit was telling me, it's like pushing your child to study, 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 or, it's like they're going to a swim meet and it's like, you need to swim, you need to swim, you need to run, you need, that push, 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 push. We know what happens with teenagers. They push back. They can be gold medal winners their whole life, but they become adulthood and they don't want to touch another swimming pool or run another marathon or paint another picture. They just feel pushed too hard. That's exactly the relationship that I'm talking about between you and your body. Your body must be respected on this journey. So in this next part of the journey, see, I could teach about this for a month solid, that we could just sit in a classroom and we could really dive deep into just your relationship with your physical body and its states of consciousness. So this next part on the world is that the next part of journey is literally has to be done with our bodies next to us. So I want to talk about, I want to tell a little story. So I had a student who came into my classroom, and the type of meditation that I teach is called, I call it an intuitive meditation style. So you are grounded, you're in your body as much as your spirit can come down in your body and is comfortable, and you transform energy while you're in your body. So I had a student come to class, and what they ended up mentioning was that they had been meditating for 30 years, that they had lived in India in a community for a long time, quite a few years. They really knew how to meditate. They would sit, on the floor on a meditation pillow with their legs crossed, doing the mudras, very zen, very meditative. And she was very, very zen. She was, a beautiful, beautiful soul. But she confessed that, I've been meditating for 30 years. And although it helps to bring me peace, it helps me to be able to kind of not get too upset by what's going on in my environment. But she said, I have life patterns that have never changed. So I'm frustrated with dedicating and devoting so much of my life to meditation, and yet I have these similar relationship patterns that, and community patterns and personality patterns and behavior patterns that still exist. So I asked her, as a clairvoyant, can you do your regular meditation for me so I can observe what's happening? So she did. And what I could see was she was floating about 6 to 10 feet, her spiritual light above her physical body. And I was like, all right. So I said, now let's do a little experiment. So I asked her to stand up and sit in a chair and put both feet on the floor. And then I guided her through grounding and running earth energy and running the cosmic energy through her energy field. What I saw was that her spirit came down into her body. So what was happening in the body as her spirit was in the body, she was spiritualizing the many layers of your energy field, your physical layer, your astral layer, your emotional layer, your etheric layer. Like all of those layers were being spiritualized at the same time and dissolving those patterns. That was a real aha moment for me. It was a real aha moment for her. And I've used that story many times to teach my students that You can meditate floating above your head, but you are going to be at the whim of what's happening on the spiritual realms, but you're not in touch with what's happening at the physical realm. And oh my gosh, I have so much to say here. So, what's happening, all this chaos that's happening in the world, we are working off historical memory. So when you're floating above your head, you're at the whim of the historical past. We know of ancestral pain, for example. If you go far enough back in your ancestral lineage, you've heard me say this before, we've got a lot of stuff there to clean up. And so at the energetic realm, our earth is saturated with grief, with abuse, with pain and suffering and trauma. So when you're out of your body, it's almost like, the currents are moving this way and that way, and it impacts your life. When you come down into your body, you ground into your body. Remember, I always say grounding is your reality. Then you are moving by your thought. You have a thought, and the world moves you in that direction. And so that's the difference between being in your body and out of your body and in your body. So we need our physical bodies. And Spirit's just telling me, for this next level of growth, we must take our bodies with us, and we must find a way to get along between our spirit and our body. All right. We're going to go into a meditation because this just gives you a little taste. I want you to start talking to your physical body. Tell your physical body during the day, it's like, all right, I'm awake, I'm making the coffee, I'm getting the kids ready, I'm getting ready to go to work. I get frustrated with my boss, but talk to your body just like that. Let me know when you're getting overly frustrated. We'll go outside for a breath of fresh air. So start talking to your body as the wise consciousness on earth that it is. So in this meditation, have you ever seen, of course, lightning. So when lightning, sometimes you'll see lightning just kind of rip across the sky, these kind of blue sparks. When lightning maybe will hit the tallest peak on a mountain or hit a tree, it'll just shoot, right? It shoots right down into the earth. Have you ever seen one of those kind of electrical balls where, it's like this kind of blue electrical lights happening, and then you put your hands on it and it moves to your hands? It channels to your hands. This is what happens with your physical body. It's like the spiritual realm, by the way, is over the top active right now. So all this is happening at the spiritual realm to include historical data, historical karma, historical memory. But when you are grounded, you can take that force of light, channel it through your body, ground it to the center of the earth, and then you stabilize the whole world with your grounding. So if you imagine the billions of people on the face of the planet, when grounded, they can ground off that light and stabilize the whole earth. Right now, we have a lot of people who are not able to ground through their body. And so those electrical lights are just shooting all over the place. In this meditation, I want to talk about the etheric field, which is your blueprint that you built your body on. So when you were in the spirit world, a blueprint like for a house or for a building or for a housing development, you're going to roll out that paper, and it's called a blueprint because the lines are all blue. So before you were born, your spirit, my spirit said, hey, I want to be in a female body, and I want to be 5'3", and whatever I'm going to be built for in this lifetime. And so your consciousness of your fifth dimensional consciousness decided what do you want to call it? An avatar? What avatar you wanted to move through in this lifetime. So we're going to imagine that you get to see your original blueprints, and then you're just going to bring blue energy through to help clear off if there's any distortion in your original blueprint. Okay? Are you all ready for this? It'll be exciting, a good start. So go ahead and join me by closing your eyes, turning within. And let go of everything I've said. Just try not to let your mind kind of bite into it. Just let it go and know what's supposed to stick will stick. Say hello to those incredible bodies of yours. Please let your physical body know that you're not going to kick it to the curb because it needs to stay in the 3D realm. Please let your body know that you're going to get better at being more conscious of your body's needs, because that you really want to take your body's consciousness with you as we expand and awaken at larger levels. Let your body know that you're going to invite your spirit into your body to be really playful and be really imaginative as you remember its original blueprint. Invite your spirit that's at the 5D realm to just gently, gently move in like this beautiful elixir into those incredible bodies of yours. Invite your spirit to come all the way down past your body, past your feet, and let your spirit kind of elongate and allow and invite your spirit to ground all the way down through the different layers of the earth, and then really anchor your own spiritual grounding at the center of the earth so we can harness those higher frequencies in a more comfortable way in your body. Now, some of you are more feelers. Some of you can hear sound, songs, frequencies, words, tones. Some of you are more visual. You can see colors. Some of you don't do any of that, but you just know that whatever your intention is guiding you to do is going to help move the energy. So right now, let's just be totally imaginative. Let's totally pretend. Let's totally be playful. And imagine you are looking at your original, the blueprint of who you are right now, the blueprint of who you are. And see if you can remember creating the body that you have now. Even if your body has health issues, even if your body can't be coordinated, even if you don't think your body's very smart, just be very gentle and kind. Now, your blueprint that you kind of pulled out of the drawer or pulled out of the higher dimension so that you can take a look at it, might be pretty cloudy. You want it, it's supposed to look blue. It's like a cobalt blue color. And so it may be cloudy. So let's start bringing some blue cosmic celestial light to flow through with the intention that it's going to dissolve any cloudiness that may be stuck to your original blueprint. You can actually move your hands around and pretend that there's blue light coming out of your hands and you're just kind of brushing through the blueprint. You can call in guides and angels, but just have patience. I mean, we're just doing a little bit here. You can finish more later. Remind your blueprint of what today's date is and remind your blueprint of how old you are now. Now pretend that you can examine this blueprint for any distortions. So maybe your left leg on the blueprint's crossed over the right. Maybe you can't see your left arm or your left shoulder on your blueprint. When I was looking at my blueprint, I could see that the head of my head on my blueprint couldn't lay flat. It was kind of out in front of me. So I was able to just run some more blue through as those distortions settled out. As you offer loving, healing blue energy to your original blueprint, to the blueprint of who you were physically kind of born to be, it can help your whole physical body function better. So I highly recommend that you do this about once a week to help clear the blueprint so that your physical body can function in its most optimized capacity during this great time of change. Let's take a moment to allow now that healed blueprint, even if it's not 100%, just let that, just imagine that that blueprint is helping to kind of re-imprint with your physical body to kind of transfer that healing to your physical body. And then talk to your body about what you're going to be doing today and ask your body in what ways can you support it. Nice, nice. So you can do this anytime. And so whenever you're ready, you can just pat your body and love on it a little bit. Thank your spirit for coming down into your body and help grounding off your body. Go ahead and open your eyes. And if you feel alert enough, you can post a note in the comments section about your experience. I always love to hear about your experience, but even after I close this down, you can still write a post later. But I do want to say I'm not saying don't do all these spiritual things. I'm not saying don't do ayahuasca. I'm not saying don't do past life regression. I'm not saying don't meditate I don't have a meditation marathon. What I am saying is include your body by letting your body know I'm going to be taking a plant medicine of ayahuasca, and there's going to be a lot of things going on, but I promise you I'm going to support you through it, and these are the ways I'm going to support you. Or I'm going to meditate a long time, but I promise you I'm going to take a 15-minute break for every 45 minutes of meditation. So those are the ways that you can start to include your body. We do have our page, Intuition with Precision page. I am going to be teaching another workshop in September on that page. So if you are not a member of that page, I encourage you to join it. We have our fall equinox. We're heading into, when I said the spirit world is active, it is super active. It's gearing up for September, October, November, December. I promise you, you do not want to miss this group reading, because I always say move or be moved. So you take the action step to register for the group reading, participate, move the energy so you can have a smoother ride in the fall. All right, thanks everyone so much for popping on. Love your body today, tomorrow, and all the days for the rest of your life. And you're going to watch your life unfold in ways that you couldn't even begin to imagine. Take care, everyone. Wonderful to see you again, and I'll see you next week.